Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my science lovers. We're going to have a coffee chat today. Hope you've got your coffee or whatever tasty beverage with you. We're going to talk about what's new, what's good, what's bad. We're going to talk about all the things. But first, I'm going to thank my patrons in a video after this, because their contributions mean the world to me, and they help me do what I do. So sit back and relax. Your approximate wait time is about 20 seconds. I like this song. It's pretty groovy. All right. Now I'm going to thank my patrons with this new patron video that I put together.
I want to thank my amazing patrons, science lovers: Patrick, Jennifer, Dragnot, Bo, Sarah, Ray, Shane, Rhetoric, Dirk, Graham, Zachary, Daniel, and then my minions: Keith, Carl, Palace, Cersei, Stephen F., Stephen B., Duke, Chris, Richard, Neil, Oswaldo, Mark, Brian. Then my officers: Tony, Maddie, Doc Fearsome, my amazing mutants, Jonas and Winkle, and my misfit, David. Thank you so much for all of your help. It means the world to me.
All right. Good morning, guys. How are you doing? I'm all right. I just got a notification from somebody. Oh gosh. Wow. Somebody just sent me a donation for $1,000. Somebody literally just sent me a donation for $1,000 because of what's been going on. Oh my goodness. Well, let me turn it this way a bit so you don't see so much of that. I've got like my coffee stuff over here. I guess it doesn't matter. So somebody messaged me privately. They want to remain anonymous. I'm actually about to cry right now. I'm actually about to cry right now because you know, I've been kind of vocal about trauma that I've experienced on the internet by people who, you know, by a man who wants to hurt me. And this person messaged me privately. They want to remain anonymous, but they wanted to do something positive. They wanted to do something positive out of all this negativity. I was stalked and harassed for the better part of 2 years. So, oh my goodness. Well, I was stalked and harassed for the better part of 2 years. And I had to lock all of my personal accounts and go through a purge of people because this man would make all kinds of sock accounts and he would follow me, and if I locked, he could deactivate his account. People don't know you can do this on Twitter. So here's a pro tip. You can generate and make a new account, and you can deactivate it. Thank you for the hugs. You can generate a new account on Twitter, follow somebody and deactivate it. Then you disappear out of their following list. And so this man made, I think we had gotten up to about 40 accounts, around 40. I'm not 100% certain. I had to lock all of my accounts and go through and start purging because I'm a very social person. And so that was exceedingly difficult. It got to a point to where if I had not seen a person's face, they had to go. So I spent about 6 months going through my personal accounts because I wanted to kind of save those accounts. But I can't do anything with one of them now. It's just there for evidentiary purposes in the event he tries to hurt me again. And that's the one that horrible lady was doxing in a chat. So on YouTube. And she's discussed at other places as well. She's insinuating that I'm a cam girl, that I have locked accounts for that. I'm not. I'm a science cam girl, so if you want to take it that route, yes, I do science communication as a way to boost. I don't make a lot of money doing this. So between this and my day job, so he reached out to me on that account that I had that she mentioned. And so I had to lock it. And then I had to go through every single day, look for new followers that popped up while it was locked. And that happened. So I'd have to go through, and I had a spreadsheet to keep up with all of the followers and who the new ones were. Do you know how much effort went into that? Because he had managed to follow me with a lot of accounts. He pretended to be a man, a woman, a couple, and they would talk to each other to try to slander me. They would talk to each other. And it's utterly bizarre knowing that this man had all of these accounts and we're talking to each other like in a conversation. I used to Periscope on my private accounts. I can't anymore because he will find me there and try to talk to me. He pretended to be a woman named Sarah once. And so he pretended to be a woman named Sarah, was sitting there. He lives in England. And I traveled there a lot, about two to three times a year because I love London. And so I would travel there a lot and I have a lot of friends there. So he would pretend to be a woman named Sarah and talk to me like this, like you guys are chatting with me right now. He would pretend to be this woman named Sarah. So there's this creepy, stalkery man who was contacting me at my university, who had been arrested twice for harassing women. The police over there didn't consider him a threat to me because I'm in another country. But you can do damage to a person remotely. You can, and it's horrible. Pew Research has discussed this on how there's not enough enforcement of dealing with horrible people on the internet who actively try to hurt you. Hey everyone. So his other victims made deals with him to watch me. And so they pretended to be my friend to say, he's hurt us too. Yes, it was emotional abuse. So these other women pretended to be my friend. So, and they're like, we're looking out for you. We're going to help you. And some of them lived in England. So he could actually get to them and physically hurt them if he wanted to. And so they agreed to watch me and to report back what I was doing. So he would leave them alone. So, yes, it's absolutely horrible. It's not fun. It's terrible. And having to go back through and say, once again, my accounts are locked permanently because of this horrible person. This account, this science communicator account, I can never talk about where I actually work. I can never come out with that. I can never talk about where I'm going to be specifically, especially if I'm overseas in London. I can never give out details about that. I did report him. I filed a complaint in London through the Metropolitan Police. I have a lawyer there. He's a very good friend of mine, and he handles everything. He handled all of it. FBI cybercrimes got involved. There was a guy who worked in FBI cybercrimes who saw what was happening and helped shut down a lot of his accounts. Like I said, we were dealing with 30 plus accounts that he had generated, and you can change the name of the account, so he can change the name anytime he wants. So for somebody to sit here and slander me in that way, I really don't care for the fact that she's insinuated that I'm a cam girl. I mean, I don't care. I have nothing against cam girls. What bothers me is the fact that she's using the fact that it's a locked account to say that, and as a means to try to discredit me. And the reason why it's locked is because of trauma I've experienced from a man who lives in another country who has actively worked to try to hurt me. So, having to go back through and relive all of that again, knowing that I had to go to therapy for like a year and a half. So, go to therapy for a year and a half to kind of deal with the fact that this man just, you know, we started out as friends because we had mutual friends, and I'm the kind of person I like to meet people that I engage with, you know, in this way, because I'm very social. And so we did meet up at a pub, you know, a couple times and hung out. And he wanted to shift the nature of our relationship, and I'm like, yeah, no thanks. And then I found out that he was coming up with plans on how he could bust the kneecaps of his ex-girlfriend and wanted to blow up her car in front of her boyfriend's house. And I'm like, okay, wow, no. But no. So when I found out that he was dangerous, I exposed him as that. And I said, and then I found out he has other sock accounts. And then it just started to just unravel into this bizarre world. And I get it. This is like something off of a Netflix show, you know? It's some kind of weird horror type of, you know, thriller, psychological thriller. It's like, it feels like that. It really does. And it's bizarre for me to try to explain to another person. This happened. This happened. It was horrible, but this happened. And they sit there and like, why would he do that? He's a narcissistic sociopath. And when I said no thank you and exposed him for what he was, he lashed out at me in the form of stalking and harassment. And it didn't stop for almost 2 years. It didn't stop for almost 2 years. He's been quiet now, and he knows I know where he works. He knows I know where his wife is. And he knows I will contact the appropriate people if I need to. And he knows I have a lawyer over there. And it's a lawyer that works, who works with Parliament in making different types of laws. So I'm fortunate that I have amazing friends. I forgot he had that job. Like, my friend, I completely forgot that he was a lawyer, and he found out this is going on. I'm like, and he goes, you want me to handle this? I'm like, oh my God, you're a lawyer. Yes, please. Please handle this. And so he did. But I'm vocal about my story because online damage is real damage, because it can spill over into your life. And so for that woman, I won't even say her name here because she's not worth it, who complains so much about people wanting to contact her job and have, that's exactly what happened to me, and why my personal accounts, where my actual friends' friends are, for my personal accounts, if I've not seen your face, you can't be on that account. It's not because I think, you know, you're a bad person, but it's because I don't know if you are that guy again. And so it's just, anonymity is a wonderful thing on the internet, but it's also a horrible thing on the internet, particularly if you're a person who can generate lots of stock accounts. TweetDeck. You can use TweetDeck, and that's what he did. You can use TweetDeck and generate and have, these are all of my stock accounts of me pretending to be a woman. These are all of my stock accounts of me pretending to be a man. Here's all these. I mean, and you can link them all together, and that's what he had done. So with all of this, I'm vocal about this because I think it's important for people to realize you don't know. Yes, yeah, you can use Google. You don't know 100% what you're dealing with. You don't, not 100%. And so, so this person who just messaged me, this massive freaking, it was $1,000. Someone just sent me $1,000 saying, I appreciate what you do and keep doing what you're doing. So yeah, I kind of wanted to cry because that's something really, really, really positive that's come out of this. So let me just really quickly, oh my gosh. Oh gosh, let me read to you their message. And I'll just pull it up right now. Okay, so this is what they have to say. Hello, I'm very inactive and nearly don't exist online, which I'm very happy about. However, I've seen that you're struggling with this person. I won't even say her name, forget her. I'm only vaguely familiar with her and trying to turn this negativity into charitable funding. Would it be all right for me to simply PayPal you some funds? I trust you'll put them to whatever use cause you deem worthy. And while I'm anonymous online, I wouldn't mind if you wish to share the donation amount and the motive behind it, using my words here or your own as an example to this person and others. So they send the donation, and I said thank you, very much. And this was before I just got it through. You are very welcome. While I on occasion disagree with your opinions and conclusions, I very much value your work and your attempts to elevate scientific education and understanding. I generally don't like to direct my use of donations. I feel the best person to decide how to direct the funds is you. I have no issues regardless of whether you choose to pay bills with it, expand your hardware, create more content, or donate it to the causes that woman motivates you towards. Totally up to you. I don't even need to know, quite frankly. Sent, and thanks again. So I might have a little cry. Oh my goodness. So thank you, person. I won't say your name. You wanted to be anonymous, and I will leave it that way out of respect and gratitude for that thing. So, my goodness, what a happy turnout of a day. So, while there are horrible people on the internet, there are absolutely amazing people who go above and beyond and appreciate you for what you do. So, yes, I'm having a little cry. Oh, goodness. Oh, I woke up just, feeling, gosh, I'm going to go and do a show today. I would have done a traditional show, but I was up pretty late talking to people. Hey, Hannibal. Hey, Hannibal. I'm having a little happy cry. I've had some awfulness happen recently on the internet, and somebody just sent me $1,000 donation. And please, Hannibal yeah, it's a show. Hannibal and Monty's shit show. They have a swear word in their title. And I appear on there sometimes doing sciencey stuff. You can fly me out. I'm a boxer. I'll handle him for free. He's a small man. You can probably take him. Get him, Brian. I'd probably use it to put a bounty on him. Oh, he's left me alone for the most part, which is good. But you want me to beat them up? Well, this person who was mean was, you laugh every time. For the 5 hit. It's the 5-hit show. I don't swear so much on this channel because, there are kids who watch and stuff. So. Drinking a bit of lime sparkling water. My coffee's gone cold. Oh my goodness. So I've had some unpleasant interactions in dealings with certain individuals on the internet, basically slandering me and saying that my locked accounts are meant for like cam girl uses when my locked accounts are actually locked because I have a stalker. So, and then, so trying to justify me having a locked account for that when it's really to do with me having a stalker. It's just, whatever. But this person sent me $1,000. Sent me a freaking $1,000. And so, oh my God, that's gonna help me out so much because my friend Andy is building me a new computer. And so I've got to get a new case for it, and I've got to get a new power supply, and I got to get it to him. He's got all the other components. It's like a super heavy duty computer. It's got an amazing graphics card in it, and he's building it right now. She was trying to say basically because she said, well, she has a locked account where she's doing sexual poses, and I'm like, what? So yes. So that's what she was saying, and so she was trying to discredit my criticism of her comments about depression. She was basically saying that people didn't need to be on medication to treat their depression. And I called her out on that because I do have friends. I actually have friends who have attempted because they weren't on their medication, and or their medication got mixed up somehow. And I check on them sometimes. Like each day I'll text my friends who have depression, and I'll check on them and say, how you feeling today? Because sometimes that's what you have to do to get them out, of a spiral. So for her to say that, I went through just a few weeks ago, a friend of mine was hospitalized for attempting. And I'm like, how dare you? And so I called her out on that because that's a common misconception that people seem to think that if you are on medication for your depression that you're somehow weak and you shouldn't be on it. No, that literally saves people's lives. But, some people can, some people can be fine without medication and other people can't. But that doesn't mean the people who need medication are somehow lesser or, it's irrelevant. It's what you do to help you get better. So, you have a power supply if I need one. Thank you. So basically he wanted you and you put him in the friend zone and he went crazy stalking. I was fine with us being friends to a degree, and but he wanted to change the nature of things, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. And then I found out that he actively hurts women, and so then I exposed that about him and all of his accounts. I found out he had lots of accounts, and I started getting stories from other women in private messages saying, yes, he has harassed me too. Here's some other accounts of his. And so people started giving me a list of accounts that he had contacted them on. And so I just started collecting them, going through, blocking. And then I had to enlist a lawyer. And just every time I screenshot. So I have a phone. This phone right here, my old phone, I can never get rid of. It's an iPhone, and it would be really nice if I could get like the $250 off to pay for my new one, because this one doesn't work so well anymore. It's a 6S Plus, but I can never turn in my phone or trade it in. I can never do that because I have to have it for evidentiary purposes for all the messages on WhatsApp and stuff. Although I have sent, because we were friends. Like I said, we were friends for a period of time. And we could text. And so all of that's on here. And if I were to trade this in, even though I have emailed the entire script of everything to myself, it's more solid evidence if it comes directly from the device, So I know that this man also keeps files of women on his computer, and he's admitted to that, and I have that information as well. So if somebody's going to say ugly things about me and talk about, well, you have a locked account, and this, it's for this reason, I'm going to say, well, it's locked because I have a stalker, and if you're going to use this against me, you're in good company, and here's why. So yeah. Oh, yes. So, yes, my lawyer friend was amazing. Full backup of your iPhone on iTunes just in case you lose that phone. Yes, I've backed it up and I've transferred it over also to my new phone. So that's helpful. But, they would still want the original device, so I'll just have to lock it up somewhere. Hey, Axel. So that's been fun. So, oh boy. But other than that, we'll talk about the really awesome donation that somebody just gave me $1,000 freaking dollars. $1,000. I'm forever overwhelmed by the wonderfulness that I encounter from people on the internet sometimes. And that's another reason why I haven't just completely walled up and run away, Happy Astronomy Day. Oh, goodness. So, happy Astronomy Day, other than the BS. I'm all right. I feel like I need a haircut. I haven't had a trim in a very long time, and I've got my hair is starting to form. See, it's time for me to wash my hair, because my hair will form natural dreads. It actually will. It'll form natural dreads. And when it starts curling up like that, see, like all these, this is literal tendrils. They just start curling up on their own, kind of like Goldilocks almost. So when it starts doing that, I'm like, okay, it's time to wash my hair. So I'm going to wash my hair today. I'm going to see what I can do with this amazing donation. Oh my God. I do have to pay my mortgage, so that's like my mortgage for a whole month. So, that's awesome. Yeah. Oh, goodness. The curse of the curls. I feel you. Cersei's here. Cersei's one of my patrons. And I think Brian is one of my patrons, too. You guys are awesome. So I'm trying to sort out. I'm so overwhelmed and, like, super freaking happy that people are just amazing. So the stalker is in the UK. He's in England. And I actually did file a police report on him. But since he's over there, they're like, well, he can't physically hurt you. And I'm like, he was harassing me at my university. So so that was a real problem. So I'm not there anymore, largely due to him. I got my master's and I had to leave because he just rattled me so much. I couldn't focus. I couldn't focus on the work, so I'll go get my PhD another time somewhere else after I feel like I'm fully 100%. And that started like around 2016, so that was just 3 years ago, and that was really going. Yeah, it was around 3 years ago, and it didn't stop till about 2017 into 2018, around there, so it's still really fresh. But yeah, so there you go. People can be horrible, but people can be amazing. Yes, he could, and so, but the police there didn't think of it as an actual threat. He's mostly known for hurting women locally. So even though he's been arrested twice, yeah, yeah. So it's just, but he won't. He won't come. Well, he could be, yeah. But I don't know. Killers don't really wear signs, do they? So it's like, it's interesting. Speaking of that, I watched the Ted Bundy dramatization. Wicked, evil, vile, all of that. What was the name of that film? I can talk about that for a second. I gotta sneeze first. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna message this person really quickly. I just got, and I read what they had said before, this person who sent me the donation. Thank you so much. I welled up on the show. I'm currently live and welled up when the notification came through. Oh my goodness. Okay. Came through. I'm overwhelmed. Thank you. I'm overwhelmed by your generosity. Thank you so much. Okay, so I do want to thank a person, so. Have you put a restraining order on him? No contact. I haven't. See, when it comes to narcissists, it's a delicate way. It's a delicate balance on how you handle that. For him, if I were to slap him with a restraining order, I know he doesn't want to have any problems with his wife. See, there's some leverage there. And if I were to send his wife all of this information of what he's done to yet another woman, that would likely cause him to just snap. Hey Doc, another patron in the chat. Awesome. That would cause him to just snap. And then he might be pushed over towards like that. Do you know all these people enough to be sure they aren't all the same person, like the person donationing, the lawyer, etc.? Oh, yes. Yes, the lawyer is a good friend of mine, and we've hung out many times. He actually came to the U.S. And for a vacation for a few weeks. So, hey Doc, somebody just sent me $1,000 PayPal as to try to do something positive. As to try to do something positive for that. So, oh, it's okay. So I'm very overwhelmed, and when it came through, I kind of welled up a bit. So, hey Winkle, another patron. How are you guys doing? Twitter's been kind of mean lately, so, but then it's like super freaking happy and excited and, you know, okay. So, anywho, so somebody sent me a really nice donation. Oh God, yes. Yeah, for his wife. Yeah, she knows his history, but he doesn't want his wife to leave him. And so if I were to go over the edge on that, and do a restraining order and go full legal guns blazing, then I remove the leverage. You see what I mean? Because then his wife would leave. If he knows that I at any time can do that, and he messes with me, I'm like, you mess with me, you're going to force my hand, and that's what I'm going to do. And so once I lawyered up, and that was put on the table, and I'm like, he backed off. He doesn't want to lose his wife. So, and his wife was his main source of income for a long time. So yeah, so that's not, yeah. So it's how you deal with a narcissist, you know. It depends on the type of narcissist, and you have to think it through. So I have spoken a lot in the past on this channel about dealing with narcissists. I've written about it, part of my experience and what that's like. I know $1,000 is pretty huge. I know that's really huge. People are they're just being really, really kind and wonderful. So that's really nice. So I'm trying to sort out what I need to do, because I do actually need to pay my mortgage. It's 11 days late. So I'm going to pay my mortgage today. So, which is fine. But I'm going to sort out the next steps, because my friend Andy is building a computer for me. So now I can send him a case and a power supply, and then he's got all the other parts that were just laying around his house that used to be part of like a big server. So he's got a really nice graphics card. So I'll have like a better desktop, because I stream off my laptop right now, but I'll have like a way better desktop. And he's sending me 2 monitors too. He just has monitors on here. I'm like, oh my gosh. So he's sending me all of this, and so I'll be able to have like a good sick setup, you know. So I'll be able to do more videos, and I do have a really nice like HD cam I haven't played around with yet. So I'm going to start doing some short films and editing. So this will help me also get editing software at this point, which would be awesome. Oh, you like me back. I wish I had $1,000 to give you. Well, you donate monthly on my Patreon, Doc and Winkle, so that's nice. Thank you. And Brian, I'm actually afraid for his wife. He, you know, gosh, I don't know, man. I think his wife knows at this point, and she, you know, so I don't know. It's, you know, I can't help her. And it's interesting. My lawyer offered to help the other victims, the ones that ended up, you know, basically watching me and reporting back. He did offer to help them if they wanted, and they turned it down. Yeah, at some point in time, you would think that she would see that and go, hey, this is an issue. But, you know, I don't know. He's particularly toxic. I know he has had affairs with other women and kept files of them on his computer. And he's always threatened mutual ruin. One of them is a teacher. You know, out there, they were, yeah, she's probably already a victim too. And out there, if you have any kind of scandal, they just fire you. So she's a teacher, and he has kept everything on her and has said, you know, if you go to my wife, oh, it's okay if you go to my wife, and I'm going to assure mutual ruin. And so he has stuff on women that he would use as blackmail. So that's how he navigates and behaves. So it's just, yeah, and so it wouldn't surprise me if he actually was the one who went to that horrible person on Twitter and was like, hey, she has a locked account. It's a sexy account. And said stuff like that, because that's exactly what he would do. And if she entertained those types of comments, that speaks to her more than it does anything else. And so that was a thought that crossed my mind. So the first thing I had to do was go back to that account and go through all of my followers again and go, okay, was I thorough enough? And I mentioned before, I got rid of about 1,000 people, trying to get rid of all of his sock accounts. So yeah, so it's locked now for that reason, and I don't use it anymore and had to start over, but I keep it for evidence purposes. That's literally why it's still there. But hey, let's talk ugly about me, No, they don't. So anyway, so there you go. Are you sure it isn't Poncho Pete? Oh my goodness. I have no idea. And people like that don't have the capacity to learn any good from anybody. That's true. They really don't. And they're not interested in learning anything good. They're more interested in just causing problems, So, anywho, so what's going on with you guys? I'd seen some stuff that's been going on in the news. So, oh my goodness. They're now wanting, Florida has passed a bill. Okay. Florida has passed a bill that says basically teachers can, what kind of video editing software am I hoping to use? I'm not certain. I have experience with Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro and stuff like that. Oh, it's okay. Oh, wow, not to alarm, but I just got out of jail. Oh boy. So I got a notification about something that's going on with teachers in Florida are now going to be allowed to train to carry guns. Goodness. So, that's a terrible idea. That is an absolutely terrible idea. And the reason for that is you expect teachers to not only have to do classroom management, but to also now have to be able to hide their gun or carry it on their person at all times, and not expect, and if is this elementary school? Is this high school? There are, you expect that like a high schooler isn't going to try to take your gun, or the fact that some teachers are terribly racist, because I have worked with terribly racist teachers in the past. The last thing you want to do is give a racist teacher a gun, especially if they think they're John Wayne. That's a terrible, terrible idea. Sooner or later, the kid is going to get a hold of a teacher's gun. That's right. That's right. And then that kid's going to kill everybody in the class and shoot the teacher and then go down the hallway, Well, this one teacher has it's a horrible, horrible idea. We do not need more guns. That's a bad idea. Did you hear about the teacher with cancer that's being forced to pay for herself? Yeah, I heard that. I think that is absolutely disgusting. Teachers already have to pay for so much in their classroom. So it's just, oh my gosh. So it's just now a teacher who has cancer, which is expensive, has to pay for her own sub to watch her class. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay. Oh my gosh. Ban abortions, ban gay marriage, but don't ban guns. I know. When multiple people are shooting when cops arrive, who's the good guy? What a mess. I know. Or is a teacher really going to shoot a student kid? That kind of emotional damage. Right. So what if one of your kids shows up with a gun and is going to, shoot everybody? You're just going to pull your gun and shoot the kid? I mean, yeah, that's still traumatic, especially if you've never actually killed a person. Even then, you're expecting these teachers to be able to think like with SWAT training, and when they're not in that type of scenario every day. I had a teacher who told me if I died, it'd be no great loss to society, so I'm cool with no guns for teachers. Oh my gosh. More guns is the opposite of what any study that's actually been done says we need to do, and the federal government bans a lot of research at the federal level into gun deaths. Yes, you're right. It's appalling, Winkle. It's absolutely appalling. No, teachers shouldn't have the responsibility of dealing with an active shooter situation. They shouldn't have to be, well, you were too cowardly. I mean, there were teachers who were shot with rubber bullets, execution style. I believe it was in Iowa. Was it in Iowa? It's absolutely horrible. I keep trying to convince my coworker not to go into education, only feel awful about it sometimes. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just put one good Marine at each school. And a lot of schools have multiple officers. They'll have an officer for each building. And they do patrols, and they're cracking down better on security. So they are doing better with that. It's just, usually a shooter situation, it's going to be somebody that can get into the school. So, we don't really want more people that are already in the school with the guns, because most of the time it's somebody that goes there already or is acquainted with the people at the school. Okay, so you live in Iowa. What was it? Let me see. I want to figure this out. Let's see. School, teachers, shot, execution style. It was like pellets. Yeah, so let's see. All right, teachers reportedly shot execution style with pellets, and it was Indiana. It was the other state that starts with an I. I'm very sorry about that. Teachers at an Indiana elementary school said they were told to kneel against a wall and then were shot from behind with an airsoft gun without warning. They actually had to go to the hospital because because it actually broke the skin and there was damage. And so in Indiana, the Indiana Union for Teachers, Indiana State Teachers, have stepped in. The Teachers Association have stepped in to handle that and they took it to I believe the Capitol, about that. So throwing shade on Iowa. I'm sorry. The other state that starts with an I, Indiana, Iowa. I'm trying to think. I can't think of any other states that start with I. The rest of the world dislikes California. Oh goodness, the advanced airsoft guns can kill. Well, they were shot in the back, and they were told to get up against the wall. So I just, this is horrible. Why would anybody want to do that? Oh goodness. Why would so it's a terrible idea. It's an absolutely terrible idea to give teachers guns. Illinois, that's another I. Okay. There you go. Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa. Okay, there's more I's than I am terrible with recalling all of the states. I'm in Texas. Okay. Just feel bad for people who live in Iowa. Dr. Sylvia Earle is having issues with the Code Enforcement Department in Dunedin regarding a property she wants to turn into an urban nature preserve. Wow, that's weird. There's a whole lot of stuff happening in Iowa that you're not aware of, Doc. Well, I believe that. Man, it's scary. It's a scary time. Mel, I have to split, but if you need a power supply or anything else, I'm a computer consultant. Let me know. It's at least 500 watts. Let me know. Okay. I will double check on what Andy needs, and I really appreciate that, Keith. So if you're on Twitter, shoot me a message and, in DM, because my ats fill. I'll have like 300 ats on any given day, and I want to try to get through all of them. So, Idaho, no Idaho. Oh my goodness. So if you're on Twitter, message me there. You can message me here on YouTube. I think you can. And that'll work. Gosh. So we're closing into almost an hour. It's been an interesting morning. Okay, girl. I'm from Texas, so far superior to Iowa. You guys are funny. Oh goodness. Boo. Oh goodness, you guys are funny. Rhetoric and Discourse is another patron. I have so many patrons in the chat today. Thank you guys for your support and all the stuff you do. So that's amazing. And so I was up pretty late last night. I would have had I'm not on Twitter. I'll try to contact you here. Cool. That'll be cool, Keith. Thank you. I was up pretty late last night talking to some friends, about what was going on. And I'm like, this is just... So I didn't have a traditional show, but I will next Saturday on Inflationary Universe. And I think the following week, I'm trying to sort out what we're doing the following week. So, oh goodness. Oh, this was therapeutic for us as much as you. That's lovely. Thank you. Yeah, you just gotta just talk. You just talk and get it out. This may not pay your mortgage, but you can at least get a coffee for this coffee chat. Thank you, Winkle. I appreciate your support. You guys are awesome. So it's we doing cool. In the Derp State, you're another patron. I have so many patrons in my chat, and I made a new video with my little digital version of myself. So I hope you guys like that. That's my latest patron video, where, I was thanking my patrons. I can only make 30 seconds of that particular thing. So with that particular app, only 30-second video, but, it's still pretty funny. And so trying to get all of my wonderful patrons in on 30 seconds is quite difficult. But trans people in sports is a hot topic on Twitter again. Ah, yes, it is. It is. It's just... I don't think people understand also when it comes to trans individuals. There's a lot of trauma that's associated with trans people. And I actually talked about this a bit in one of my episodes of This Week in BS for children who have gender dysphoria. And are in transition and feel like they're a different gender from what their birth assigned gender is. And so we talk a bit about that. And I have Lavender Lady on, and I have Amanda from Brief Brain Snacks, or Brief Brain Facts. I think she calls it Brief Brain Snacks now. But she was on there, and we talked about the neuroscience behind it. We talked about... Lavender Lady shared her personal experiences on being trans and that sort of thing. So we were able to kind of dig down into what the science is associated with that and what it is that a trans person has to go through in life. Am I a scientist? Well, I like to think I am, yes. I do have a publication for a breast cancer test. I have done research in cancer as well as for the Tree of Life project. I helped map the genome of the ladybug, all kinds of stuff. So I've been involved in that. I have 3 degrees in science, so... I ended up reading 3 more peer-reviewed articles on the subject for class. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, so that's cool. Oh my goodness. So I'm so overwhelmed with all the awesomeness that you guys are, and in that. Can someone answer my question? What's your question, Nikita? I'll be happy to answer your question if I can. And so that's kind of what we do here. Personally, I feel like there's no space for me to talk about trans without being criticized. Well, I mean, I think it's a delicate issue because trans people already have such pushback on their very existence. It's, for some, they have a hard time. They have a hard time, engaging in a lot of deep conversations about it because they have trauma. Some of them, well, probably a lot of them have trauma associated with that. So yeah. All right. Oh my God, she's getting reclaimed. That's from Saturday Night Live. Let them make their choice. Yeah, kids don't have the ability to make proper decisions. Their brain is still growing. But, it's okay for them to, explore, gender safely without actually instituting anything that causes them to, that stunts their growth. I mean, you can put in puberty blockers just to give them a little bit more time to think about it before that kicks in, and that's completely reversible. So it doesn't actually, it's completely reversible. It doesn't do anything. So, but the sooner you recognize that your child is trans, or that they want to explore being a different gender, the sooner you can allow them a space to do that and let them figure out, is this who I am or not? That's really important. Let them figure that out. And you don't have to do puberty blockers until later on. But if they've already been allowed to explore and try to sort out if this is who I am, I mean, they have a hard time doing that, but if they're given a space to explore with therapists, with trained therapists and psychiatrists involved to make certain they're exploring in a healthy way, that is, that's supporting your child and letting them grow in a nurturing environment. So that's really important. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to run soon because I have so much I have to do today, and I haven't even eaten breakfast, and it's almost 11. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. So I guess I will, if you don't have any other questions, I guess I'll end it with Mr. Rogers. I love Mr. Rogers. Let me pull out, I actually have his book, The World According to Mr. Rogers. Let's see. Let me find something. All right. Here's something for you. So this is for you guys. This is for you guys. People have said don't cry to other people for years and years. And all that has ever meant is, I'm too uncomfortable when you show your feelings. Don't cry. I'd rather have them say, go ahead and cry. I'm here to be with you. So, you are here with me. So, you let me well up a little bit over the really, really awesome kindness from an anonymous person on Twitter with a $1,000 donation. And I'm just, I'm overwhelmed. I'm absolutely overwhelmed. So just for transparency, thanks for what you do. I hope this will be useful. So just for transparency, yep, I absolutely got a $1,000 donation from a wonderful person on Twitter. Thank you. And they messaged me, and they were able to watch on my Twitter. So they weren't in the chat here, but they were able to watch on my Twitter. So what is your favorite thing that makes you happy? Oh goodness. I think probably kindness. When people are kind, really, because I've had such a run of it, just in life in general. So when I encounter somebody that's just gushing with kindness and generosity, it makes me super freaking happy, and it overwhelms me, and it just, what it does is it restores my faith in humanity. Oh, goodness. Should people be criticized for asking questions? Not for asking questions, but maybe, you know, they have to be certain that their questions are phrased in a way to where it's not meant as a slight, you know. Do that today, Smiles. Yes. Spread kindness you already have this morning. Well, thank you guys. You always make each day special for me. You know how. By just your being you. I'm going to sign off for now, but I'll be back Thursday night with This Week in BS. I need to figure out what I'm going to talk about. And then next Saturday, I will be talking about inflationary universe. So that'll be amazing. People seem to be getting ostracized for being curious lately. Well, you take care of yourself too. And I will see you guys later. I'm going to play my little patrons video again. And I'm all like runny nose from being like super like happy tears and stuff. So, oh my goodness. So, anyway, I'm going to play my little patron video again and thank my patrons. And you guys, it's wonderful sharing this Saturday morning science with you, even though this was a coffee chat. Next Saturday, we'll be back to where we are. Bye, neighbor. I will see you guys on Thursday, and then I will see you again on Saturday. See you next time. Bye.
I want to thank my amazing patrons, my science lovers, Patrick, Jennifer, Dragnot, Bo, Sarah, Ray, Shane, Rhetoric, Derp, Graham, Zachary, Daniel, and then my minions, Keith, Carl, Palace, Cersei, Stephen F., Stephen B., Duke, Chris, Richard, Neil, Oswaldo, Mark, Brian, then my officers, Tony, Maddie, Doc Fearsome, my amazing mutants, Jonas and Winkle, and my misfit, David. Thank you so much for all of your help. It means the world to me.